in a like directly in online portal. Okay, so you can check this one. So the same program which I have shown you. So here we have a class father, which is a parent class. We have a method named so, and where we have given one print statement parent class instance method, and we have class son, and display is the method of this one. So parallelly you can check this one also. Here we have both the things, and here we are having the print where child class instance method. Now we have created the object, and with the help of object dot disp and object dot show, so both the things are. Now I'm going to run this one. If you check this part, so we are going to run this one, so we'll get the output, both the things. Now one thing I'm going to tell you here also, like if you see this part, entire part, if I'm just going to show you here, if you see here, if I'm just going to this, now I'm just going to, if I'm just going to delete these two things, so what will happen? Shall it will be executed? No, because it will execute but it will not show you the output, because I have just created the object, but here there is no init method. Now one thing, I'm just going to s dot, if I'm just going to call this display function, so s dot disp, so disp. So if I'm just going to write this one, so here it will give you only just one child class instance method. So this is the very important things everybody should be able to understand. And with the help of this, from here I'll derive few theories. So if you see, sir, s dot display, we are just going to keep you child class instance method. But once this from there, what I can tell you, we can have one theory, like in this is s is what? S is the object of child class. So object of child class can access what? Any method of child class. Now object of child class also can be accessed the method of parent class. That also I can show you. S dot, we can go for show. So s dot, so it is also the next part, also it will be displaying here. Now if you check here, see parent class instance method, this is also coming. So what we can tell from this conclusion or summary, we can say like any object of child class can be accessed of any members of parent class as well as the child class. So this is one of the very important theory, everybody should remember this one. And also another theory I can tell you, which is very important. Let's say I'm just going to create, instead of this, I'm going to create another things here. If I'm going to create the object of father class, so let's say f, then this, then I'm going to create the father class object. After creating the father class object, shall we call these two things? We can check. So we can you call this one, or first one by one I'm just f dot display. Is it possible? It is not possible. See here some error it is going to show you. Means father class object cannot be accessed the child class member. Father class object cannot be accessed the child, but by using father class object you can access the father class method. That you can do. Like if I am just going to show you, this will be fine, it will be working fine. So here see parent class instance method. So two things. First, what I have shown you, like in child class object can be accessed both the father class and child class methods, but parent class object only access parent class method, not child class method or child class any members. So this is the things I'm going to show you from the PPT now, where we are having the theory, some base theory we are going to show you. So that is a very important part, everybody should know. So now if you see, so this is this example just now I have executed, and hope so you are clear. Now we have three different lines with the help of this. So I have given that this is very important line for single inheritance. We can access parent class variable and method using child class objects, which I have just now executed and have shown you. And also second one, we can also access parent class variable and method using parent class object. That also I have shown you. And we cannot access child class variable and method using parent class object. So this three conclusion is very important, everybody should remember. Next we have little further part of this one, which is constructor in inheritance, which is very important. Constructor in inheritance. So by default the constructor in the parent class is available to the child class. This theory you should know. constructor in the parent class is available to the child class. I'll just show you the example for this one. So we have already familiar with the class name as father, where I have defined the constructor init. And here now in these cases, in this method, we have a variable also, which is a money. We have taken one variable and one method print. Inside that method, one print statement also there, where father class constructor, and money is holding some value 2000. And always we know self is a parameter, and this is a particular keyword. With the help of that, we can access the values. So self dot money equals to this one. Now this is our single inheritance, son, and we have access all the things of father class. So we have make the inheritance. Now here the method name is disp. Now inside this print, I am going to display this money variable, which is 2000s, that I am going to. So son class instance method, we have displayed this, and after that self dot money, which is nothing but this one also, it will be displayed. And how it can be displayed, I'll show you this one. Once I can create the object of this one, s equals to son and s dot display. So with the help of this also I'm just going to execute it. If I'm just going to execute this one, so you can able to understand this entire things. So this is a very important scenario. I'm just going to show you, and I'm going to execute it with the help of Python compiler, where I can show you this entire part. So we have these things, okay? So where this is the very first beginning, I'm just making you know about the indentation problem of Python, which is very important. So we have make this indentation, and this also because once I have copied from somewhere, indentation is a very big issue. So now I don't write this one first. I have just create the object of child class, son class. I have created the object, and I'm just going to call this one immediately after that. So I'm just going to execute. So this is a very simple things. Here init method is there, which is a constructor, and here the instance method display. But I have just created the object of this one. So what it will do, once we have created the object of child class, directly it can execute this init method. This is a very important. Constructor should not call explicitly. Constructor will be called once we can create the object. Now I have just run this one, so you check this one, father class constructor, this is coming without calling this init method. We have just called this inside by using the child class. So these are very important things. But this, if I'm going to call this instance method of child class, so what I have to do, I need to use s dot display. So I have to use that. So with the help of this, I can call this one. So here son class instance method, and also I am just going to display the money variable, which is self dot money, which is 2000. So that also it is going to display here. So this is the way I'm just going to show you about the example of constructor in inheritance. Constructor in inheritance. So this is part of the inheritance, and where we have defined the constructor. So that concept is a very important concept. Everybody should know this one. So constructor in inheritance is one of the very important concept, so which we have executed with the simple example, and it is a very important concept. Hope so everybody understood this one. Now the question comes, what will happen if we define constructor in both classes? This is a very important concept. Everybody, they can face this in interview. I'm telling you, if you go for the interview, they will ask you these things. What will happen if we define constructor in both the class? Means father class, as I have defined the constructor in it, if the same things I am defined here also, then what will happen? Can anyone tell me? So the next slide will give you the solution for this one. That is called the constructor overriding. So this overriding concept is come, and as this is in constructor level, so we are going to tell the concept is constructor overriding. This is a very important concept in programming scenario, and if you face the interview, they will ask you. So here also 3 key points I have given, 3 bullet points, where if we write constructor in the both the classes, so what will happen? Parent class and child class, then parent class constructor is not available to the child class. That first things you should know. Both the places, if I write the constructor, so parent class constructor will be hidden actually. That is the concept. So it is not available to the child class. Second things, in this case only child class constructor is accessible. Means child class constructor is replacing the parent class constructor. That is also very important things. And this behavior basically, this behavior is constructor overriding. So this is the constructor overriding, which is very useful for programming scenario. So is used when programmer wants to modify the existing behavior of a constructor. because we have the, if I'm going to be a programmer, generally they used to modify some existing behavior of a particular method. So that cases they going to use this concept of constructor overriding. I'm just going to show you the example for this one. See this example where we have the father class and we have constructor in it, and we have son class, we have constructor in it, and both the things is there now. And also here one more method display is there, but if you see this init method means this constructor same here also we have repeating. Then what are the theory I have told? So we'll check this one whether it is coming properly or not. I'm just going to show you this part. So we are just going to copy this one, and with the help of this I'm just going to run this one with the help of online compiler. So here if you see here again this little as I have copied, so I need to make it properly. So I have just made this one, and this also print also, because indentation is a very important part for the cases. So I have just completed that part. So if you check this one, so it will be very useful, and this is also, so this is correct, so no problem. But here this is also fine, this is also fine. Now here once I have just I'm just going to erase this one. So s equals to son, I have just create the object. So what it will do, we generally think it will call this one and it will call also this one, but as both the places constructor are there, so what it will do, it will be replacing this one, means child class constructor will replace this one. So output will be our son class constructor. I'll just show you that output, if which is a very important things, and this is coming here. Now again if you want to check that one, I'm just going to write this part, no problem, you don't worry. I'll write that concept. You maybe think here the method name, I'll write just the display, and this particular method we are having self, okay, and after that I'm just going to print something. So print, or I'm just going to display son class instance method, son class instance method. So son class instance method. Now so this is coming. Now if I'm going to call this display, so what I have to do, I need to s dot display, because display we have to call like this, so it will come son class constructor and son class instance method also. So check son class constructor, son class instance method. So this is clear with everyone. So this is the way we can go for this particular concept, which is one of the very important concept of constructor overriding. Hope so this is clear with everyone.